Good afternoon. Welcome here to Peter Holland Ball Yard in Kitchener, Ontario. Very exciting day for the Softball Canada U23 Fast Pitch Championships. This game, they keep Quebec, the 6th place team, up against the New Hamburg Mustangs, sitting in 3rd place. Big, key, pivotal game. Whole lot of decisions being made. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Justin Kohler up here in the booth for this one. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. So we're a bit of a delayed start here up in the booth. That's all due to yet another day of rain delays at the Diamond. So apologies for a little bit of a slow start up in the broadcast booth, but now we're well underway here. It's Quebec up at the plate to kick things off. The Mustangs, the home team in this one. Is Joey Rousseau up over at first base. Got on with a little bloop single over towards right field that touched the grass. This is now Nathan Labrie up to the plate, the shortstop for Quebec in this one. And the pitch comes in, that one away. Gets away from the catcher. That's Rousseau going over towards second on the wild pitch. Now runner in scoring position to get the game going, all with none out. Excuse me there. It actually looks like we have one out in this one. That's Nathan Labrie over now at second base. And Alex Baillargeon in the box for this one. So with the pitcher and the batter, took a second to collect themselves. The next pitch coming in here with the runner in scoring position. Now just a bit outside off the plate there. Doesn't go the way of the pitcher. So a bit of discussion back and forth. I think they were appealing to the swing there just to see. So the 3-1 count coming in here. Way upstairs, another wild pitch, and this one is going to advance the runner to third yet again. So a single turns into 2 extra bases off 2 wild pitches. That's Labrie now over on third. Just 1 base away from giving Quebec an early lead, and this one still just with 1 out in the inning. So while we have a second, we can go through the order today for Quebec while they're up to the plate. So as you just heard, Baillargeon is in the box right now. Salt on deck. Tomatuk in the hole, and then that's followed by Karen, Duty, Beauregard, Desrochers, and Bissonnette to round things out. That pitch goes in there for a strike. So Baillargeon over at first. Salt now in the box. So runners at the corners here, 1 out here in the top of the first. Quebec versus New Hamburg. That one away, swung on and missed there for another strike. Looked like he was almost trying to drill that one over towards opposite field there. And the next pitch coming in. That one upstairs, swung on but fouled off. Call it a strike, so a strikeout for Salt there, but allows the runners to move up on the pitch that once again got away. Pitcher right now is number 65 for New Hamburg. And it's Cohen Christner up there. Very delayed day today, so just trying to warm up on the mound. To find the strike zone a little bit more right now. That was swung on towards the second base, but makes the easy throw over towards first. And that'll end things off here. So not a lot of damage done, but a couple dangerous positions here. But everything so far unscathed as far as New Hamburg is concerned. An even score as we head to the bottom of the first. Again, you're watching Conestoga College TV. Thank you so much for tuning in. So a very important game. The winner will go on to face Murnau. The loser of this one will be eliminated from the contest. And then the winner of this one, as they go towards Murnau, the winner of that one will then head towards the semifinals tomorrow. That'll be against Havistock. That's from today's earlier action. Some incredible games. Make sure you don't miss out on anything. Still plenty of action here for the U23 Fast Pitch Championships. And be sure to tune in for all the men's and masters games as well. Those will come up later throughout the course of the week. And so this will bring the Mustangs up to the plate here in this one. We'll go through the order really quick for you. Leadoff batter for today is Colby Ricketts, then Ben Dom, Cohen Christner, Matt Van Winkle, Caden Eichler, Sean Demarest, Aiden Cloet, Felix Eiserbender, and Sam Diamond to round things out. Pitcher for Quebec right now is Thomas Took. Take a bit of a look at the defensive alignment right now for Quebec. So it's Thomas Took, the pitcher for today. Duty is the catcher. Bissonnette at first, Beauregard at second, Salt at third, Labrie over at short, and then Karen, Rousseau, and DeRoche to round out the outfield there. So it's going to be a good one. Good first inning there. Of course, like most games, it'll take a little bit for the pitcher to warm up. We did see quite a few wild pitches in that one, a couple extra bases there, but realistically not too much damage done by the time the game really wrapped. The inning really wrapped up because we're starting to see a little bit of drizzle here once again in Kitchener, Ontario. It was a pretty rainy one to say the least. Pretty extensive rain delay the second day this week that we've seen a lot of rain. You could probably see watching the field out there just how damp it got throughout the course of the day today. And so we'll get things going here in the bottom of the first. Colby Ricketts swings at the first pitch. Hits the top of the zone for strike one there. So New Hamburg ended up finishing the round-robin series with a 3-3 record on this one as that pitch upstairs. They ended up having kind of a funky series of games, winning their first three and then losing their last three. They ended up shutting out two teams to kick things off, a 9-0 win against Shallow Lake, 7-0 win against Murno. That pitch just a bit outside there. And then a 5-4 win against Delisle, and then that's when they started racking up a couple of the losses there. A 6-5 loss against Rostock, 5-0 loss against Tavistock, and a 10-2 loss against Quebec, who they're facing right now. So it was almost a little bit of a preview of today's matchup. That pitch falls in there for a strike. Exciting one here today. A whole lot of fans coming back in attendance. Of course, there's a pre-empty ballpark just a bit to go through all that rain. Next pitch swung on foul back towards the fence there. And of course, all things considered, the temperatures here in Kitchener, Ontario, not too shabby. Pretty lovely day if you really take out all that rain. Luckily, for anyone who's tuning in for some matchups throughout the rest of the week, should be a pretty nice one. At least, knock on wood for now. We'll see how the rest of the week shapes up there. That pitch in there for a strike. Ricketts really thought that one got a bit of the outside part of the zone. Looked pretty well down the middle from up here in the booth. So that's an early strikeout here for Thomas Took on this one. And so with one out, that'll be Ben Dom now up in the box. The second baseman for New Hamburg in this one. The first pitch of the at-bat comes in well upstairs and a bit inside. Good 1-0 count. I know sometimes those pitches upstairs can be a little hard to hold back on. You can usually get a good chunk of power on those, but a bit too far outside of the zone. Didn't look like Dom was really flinching too much at the pitch. The next one comes in drilled, but well high and well foul on that one. A little bit of power. Almost just looks like he was a bit late on that one. Might have been expecting a change-up. Got a bit of a fastball instead. So the next pitch comes in once again well upstairs. Gets away from the catcher. Luckily, no one on base as of yet to try and get a few extra bases there. So a bit of a wild pitch, but no damage. So a 2-1 count here on Ben Dom. And still a little bit of mist, a little bit of a sprinkle come down right now as that one swung on, grounded out towards the first base side. An easy walk over to first. And that's a quick 2 outs here for Tomatuk and the Equipe Quebec. So Cohen Christner, the left-handed bat, coming into play here. Starting pitcher in today's one. Would love to get a bit of momentum going here early on for New Hamburg. That one's drilled deep towards left center, and it's over the fence. A big home run to get the scoring going here in the bottom of the first for New Hamburg. No doubter on that one. Plenty of power. Great velocity on that one. Just soared right over the heads of everyone over there. Great location, too. Even if it dropped here inside the fence, would have been at least probably a double for sure there. But a great hit and a nice early lead for New Hamburg in this one, leading 1-0 here, still with 2 out. And so from pitcher to catcher right now, we just saw Cohen Christner. We'll see his mate for the day, Matt Van de Winkle, now up to the plate. Right-handed batter there, swings and misses on the first one. Good bit of movement on that pitch there from Tomatuk. Some momentum right now already shifting the way of New Hamburg. We'll see how that continues in this one. That one good speed, but just down out of the zone. Even the count at 1-1 here. Again, a big matchup. The third place New Hamburg taking on the 6th place Quebec. As UT really tries to frame that one up. Wanted it to go their way, but doesn't get the call. The defense playing pretty well straight up. Not seeing too aggressive of shift in either direction, depending on the hitter. That one swung on and missed. And we're starting to see some good movement, some good timing changes in these pitches. Starting to get in the heads of the batters a little bit. Good at eliminating the damage before that big, massive home run from Christner. That one catches the outside part of the plate. A strikeout here, 2 in the inning for Tomatuk, but a whole lot of damage done right now. New Hamburg gets up to an early 1-run lead. Great home run. Already a good amount of excitement here. Should be a close matchup between these two teams. Now, when you look at how they actually played throughout that round-robin series, these two teams actually pretty close, all things said and done. They keep Quebec finished with a 2-4 record. New Hamburg Mustang 3-3. But when you look at the run differentials between all the games that they played, both these teams actually finished with a +1 differential on this one. Quebec ended up scoring 27 runs, but giving away 26. And New Hamburg ended up racking in 26, but gave up 25. So on paper, two pretty close teams, not too terribly different. We'll see how it all shakes up throughout the course of this game. Like I mentioned, we got a little preview of this one, even before this going. The last game that both these two teams played was against each other. Quebec ended up walking away with a 10-2 win in that one. So, of course, New Hamburg wanting a bit of revenge in this one. Would love to turn things around here. And so, again, that'll bring up Equipe Quebec up to the plate. It'll all be led off by the left fielder in this one. Nathan Karen in this one. He's up to the plate. We'd love to shift things back in their direction, giving up the momentum towards New Hamburg early on in this one. Still plenty of ball to play, though. And Christner probably still trying to get his adrenaline down a little bit from hitting that home run. He's back out on the mound for New Hamburg as the first pitch comes in there. Catches the outside part of the plate for strike one. Great location, great little bit of movement on that one. Again, based off the defense, it almost looks like they're shifting him to play a little bit more towards right center. That right fielder, that ends up being Eichler, shifted a little over compared to how we're seeing Clowett over in left field. So an early 0-1 pitch count here. Next pitch comes in. That one just a bit upstairs. Trying to get him to chase on that one. Doesn't go his way. And the 1-1. That one goes the way of the batter here. So a 2-1 count. So great news for the fans here in attendance. Looks like that mist has weighed off a little bit. Still a whole lot of clouds up in the sky, though. Looks like Karen will end up taking a walk on that one. An easy jaunt towards first base. So runner on, none out here in the top of the second. Quebec really threatened in the first inning there. Had a couple runners on, just was not able to cash them in. Again, a lot of that came down to a couple wild pitches that we saw from Christner to really get the game going. So Zachary Duty coming up in this one. Left-handed batter. First pitch upstairs. Vanderwinkle quick to drop up there. Make sure no one tried to take an extra base there. So Karen over on first. The next pitch swung on, grounded, but well foul on that one down the third base side. So while we have a chance, we'll give you the defensive alignment for New Hamburg now. We talked about Quebec just in that last inning, but so Christner up to pitch, Vanderwinkle the catcher, Demarest over on first, Dom at second, Isert Bender at third today, Dime in the shortstop in this one, and then taking a look to the three-man outfield, we got Clowett, Ricketts, and Eichler over in right. Next pitch comes on, again upstairs there. Duty not chasing on this one at all. He's taken a couple upstairs pitches. Gotten them both to go his way both times. Beauregard's starting to warm up on deck there. And again, that's another one just outside. So 3-1 count here. None out, top of the second in this one. 3-1 pitch coming in. That one catches the plate there. Almost looks like Duty was taking it all the way there just in case. We might see that at least over the next few batters here, having a bit more cautious approach, a bit of plate discipline here, just because of where some of these pitches are going. And that one swung on, driven between first and second base. It touches the grass, but a quick enough pickup over from Eichler there to hold the runner at second. But we still have two men on, one on first, one on second here. So Quebec once again threatening in this inning, still none out. That'll bring up Hunter Beauregard, the second baseman in this one, up to the plate. Another left-handed batter. Quebec really mixing up their lefties and righties in this one, just in case. So runner in scoring position, two men on. Karen over at first, Karen over at second, Duty over at first. A walk and a single here. First pitch down in the dirt, gets away from the catcher. Looks like both runners are going to advance standing up as this one got a bit too far away from Vanderwinkle here. And suddenly New Hamburg is in a pretty dangerous position here. They got off to the early 1-0 lead off a pretty solid home run from Christner, the pitcher in this one. But now a big threat here, two men on, both in scoring position at second and third. Pitch comes in, swung on, well high, making its way towards center field in the grass. Will it be far enough to advance? They attempt it. Looks like Karen shifted his feet a little, trying to bait a bit of a throw, but both runners stay put with none out. That's probably a wise call, just in case. Don't want to risk it too much. Still plenty of time in the inning. That's just the first out here. And that'll bring up Joshua DesRochers, yet again another righty here. Still dangerous spot, one out here. Two men on. Again, that's Karen over at third now. Duty at second. Slash pitch just a bit outside there for ball one. signals going back and forth. Christner already up to 30 pitches in this one. So the 1-0 pitch. Again, just a bit outside. He's been going outside away from these batters pretty consistently. He's had a couple troubles right now going outside, whereas the opposing pitcher, Tomatuk, has had a bit more struggles with verticality up and down in the strike zone. We'll see how that settles in. We've seen a couple games so far throughout this tournament where it just takes a little bit for these pitchers to get warmed up. Throughout the second half, they've really figured out their strike zone. So 2-1 count coming in right here. 1-0. New Hamburg leading, but Quebec threatening here. 2 men on. Next pitch swung on, fouled right back to the fence. That'll even the count up at 2-2. It's a pretty pivotal moment. Something up in the air will still score a run if the runners are far enough away. Of course, they'd like to cash in a couple. Single likely to potentially drive in both these runs depending on where it lands. And the 2-2 pitch comes in outside. That'll bring it to a full count here. So New Hamburg 1-0 lead, 2 on. That's still Karen over at third. Duty over at second, and the payoff pitch coming in. That one's outside. That'll load the bases in this one, still with 1 out. 2 walks in the inning now. A single from Duty. And that'll bring up the top of the order once again. Joey Rousseau, the center fielder in this one. 0 for 1 in the contest so far. I'd love to even things up with a pivotal hit in this one with the bases loaded. First pitch upstairs for ball 1. Christner might likely be trying to change up his own eye levels a bit. Been struggling with the pitches a bit down and outside, so might intentionally be trying to move his own strike zone a little higher up. Next pitch comes on swing, but a foul on that one right into the dirt. Even the count at 1-1 here in the top of the second. So pressure really starting to mount in this inning. Quebec would love to fully shift momentum back in their favor, at least try to drive in 1 or 2 of these runs here. Next pitch comes on right into the top of the strike zone there for a strike. So the count back in the pitcher's favor here. Fans starting to get a little bit louder here, trying to cheer on the New Hamburg pitcher. Hoping they can get out of this inning alive. That one swung on, foul, dribbled right in front of the plate there. Made the throw towards first to get the force. And gets the out, but run will still score on that one. An RBI single there. Oh, excuse me. They would have tapped onto the plate to get the force at home before making the throw towards first. Looks like we're having a bit of discussion back and forth here on whether or not the plate at home was hit to get that extra out. And it looks like they might not be giving it to them. So we still have the runners at second and third here just in case, but it looks like the home plate umpire is saying that the catcher did not touch the plate to get that first of the 2 outs there. Bit of discussion. All the umpires going to come in, have a bit of chat on this one just to confirm what each of them saw. Very tight play there. Of course, the home plate umpire likely would have had one of the better views of everyone here. New Hamburg going to fight this one a little bit. We did see some cheers from Quebec on that one, so likely, as of now, the play would go the way of Quebec from the sounds of it. So that would be 1 out at first, still 2 outs here. And it looks like they are going to send New Hamburg back out to the field ruling that the catcher did not touch home plate on that one, so still 2 men on. They did collect the out at first on the little dribbler there. But that will even things up right now as well, as Karen would have come in on the play. So it's a sacrifice hit from Rousseau there. And so both runners did advance. That's Duty over at third, and Desrochers over at second. Just as New Hamburg thought they were getting out of it, back on the field. Contentious game already, but an even score on this one. That'll be Nathan Labrie up to the plate now, the shortstop. He's singled back in the first inning, so 1 for 1 on the day so far. Christner already starting to rack up some pitches here. Wanted to get out of that inning, now up to 40 pitches. And the next pitch comes on down in the dirt. But the catcher, Vanderwinkle, able to block it there, keep it in front of him. New Hamburg doesn't want to risk any more wild pitches on this one. It's an even count, 1-1 here. Still 2 runners on here in the top of the second. Still a whole lot of pressure on both sides. So the 1-1 count comes in, swung on in the dirt. Back to a 1-2 count on this one. So a 1-2 count here right now. Christner gets ready for the pitch. And a strikeout to end the inning there. But a bit of damage done. 1 strikeout, 2 walks in the inning. A single and a sacrifice hit off the bat of Rousseau. Drives in the 1 run. New Hamburg collecting here, trying to build a bit of morale heading into the bottom of the second here. Not the way they really wanted that inning to go. So already a very back and forth game. 1-1 in this contest. New Hamburg struck first. Big home run off the bat of Cohen Christner, the pitcher, but struggled a bit in the next inning. They keep Quebec able to tie things back up again. While we have a chance, we'll thank some of our sponsors for this entire tournament. A whole lot of people to thank. Hallman Construction, Village Caterer, Montana's Cookhouse, who's been providing all the food up here in the booth. We very much appreciate them. A very long week, some empty stomachs at times. Montana's has really come in clutch over the week so far. Big thanks to those sponsors. So we enter into the bottom of the second here. You're watching the Softball Canada U23 Fast Pitch Championships here at Peter Hallman Ballyard in Kitchener, Ontario. Still a little cloudy, plenty of overcast in this one, but on the bright side, again, knock on wood, no rain for the time being. It does look like there's a bit of blue sky off in the distance, so some more good news there. But really, all that rain aside, it's kind of my favorite weather. I'm a big fan of sweater weather, really. Temperature right now sitting right around 16 degrees, not too bad. I'm sure the players will appreciate that the later we go in this game. Tomatuk back on the plate, that one upstairs. It's away from the catcher on that one. Duty made its way over to the fence, but again, no one on here right now, so no major concern. And the next pitch. Again, upstairs. So this is Caden Eichler here in this one, the right fielder for New Hamburg. So it's Quebec on defense. We talked a bit about New Hamburg's history in the tournament so far. We can mention a bit of Quebec right now as well. So that one's dribbled over towards third. The routine play over towards first for the first out in this one. So whereas New Hamburg ended up winning their first 3, losing their next 3 for a 3-3 record, Équipe Quebec sitting with a 2-4 record through the round-robin series. They ended up losing their first 3 games, 5-3 loss against Murno, a 3-0 loss against Tavistock, and a 12-7 loss against Delisle, but ended up getting their wins. A 5-1 win against Shallow Lake, then a 3-2 loss against Rostock, and a 10-2 win against New Hamburg. So 2 very different paths to get where they're at, but like I mentioned, 2 very similar laid-out teams, both with a +1 differential on the season so far. As Tomatuk goes for the pitch, that one drilled over towards left center. Able to get it in time. Eichler not able to make the jump over towards second, but he'll settle with a nice single on that one. So still going through the order for the first time here for New Hamburg. Next up, we'll see the left-hander, Sean Demarest. Then it'll be Aiden Clowett, Felix Eisert-Bender, and Sam Diamond before we make a jump back to the top of the order. Tomatuk now at 20 pitches so far in this one. First pitch just a bit inside there for ball 1. Pretty close one there, but it looked like Demarest might have been just sitting, trying to get a read for where Tomatuk would be pitching in this one. So runner at first, the 1-0 count upstairs for ball 2. And a pretty standard defensive alignment here for Quebec. So the 2-0 pitch comes in, swung on, well high, drifting foul though. Well outside the first base fence there. No chance for anyone to make a play on that one. That'll bring it to a 2-1 count here. Again, thank you so much for tuning in for your Thursday evening. A 1-run battle here between these 2 teams. 1-1 here between Quebec and New Hamburg. 2-1 pitch comes in just out of the zone upstairs. That'll bring it to a 3-1 count. And the 3-1 pitch coming in. That one swung on, dribbled over towards, goes over the head of the third baseman into left field, into the grass. That'll advance the runners. A tight one there, though. It looked like Eichler wasn't able to get too much speed on that one to try and move forward. So we'll have a man on first and a man on second here. So still none out here in the bottom of the second. Quebec had a pretty dangerous inning there. Quite a few runners on the bases in that last one. New Hamburg able to hold them to 1 run, and it looks like they're already trying to shift momentum back in their favor. Might be a pretty common story as we push our way through the game here today. So again, that's Eichler over on second, Demarest over at first. And now Aiden Clowett up to the plate. The left fielder in this one for New Hamburg, and he shows bunt on the first pitch. That one in there for a strike. So an early 0-1 count here. Coming in, dribbled out in the direction of the pitcher. Will make the routine throw over towards first. But both other runners advance. Now 2 in scoring position here. A dangerous situation, New Hamburg hoping to collect on this one. So Eichler makes his way over towards third. He got on with a single. Demarest had a single of his own. Right afterwards, he's standing over on second. That'll bring Felix Eisert-Bender up to the plate in this one. First pitch, down and inside there. Duty just giving a little bit of a quick pep talk to his pitcher there. Almost collect himself here on some of these pitches. Very tight, tense ball game already. Next pitch comes on, swung on and missed. Bring it to a 1-1 count here. So 2-on-2 in scoring. Kaiser Bender dribbles this one to the third base line. Good stop from the third baseman. It makes the throw over towards first. Looks like they might be sending the runners back on this one. One that it might have gone foul just over towards the bag. Would have been a great spot for Bender right there. Sacrifice a dry and drive and a run, but he'll be back in the box on this one. Thompson now up to 30 pitches right now. And again, the 1-2 count coming in. And that one held back. Didn't want to swing at that one there. It's a strikeout. So that'll turn things back over to New Hamburg. Had a chance to drive in a couple there, but will not collect in this one. Some high fives going on across the Quebec players there. Very happy they got out with not too much in the way of danger. And New Hamburg heading back out to take the field here. A little hype rally going on over on the first base side there. Quebec would love to break this game open with a great inning here. And so Quebec will be setting up their 3, 4, and 5 batters here. It'll be Barjan, Salt, and Tomatok, the pitcher. Von Christner back on the mound for this one. Struggled a little bit in the last inning. Some dangerous spots. Quite a lot of runners on the base paths. Still only limited it to 1 run. Quebec tying things up. Back in the second as we now enter the top of the third. Again, you're watching the Softball Canada U23 Fast Pitch Championships. Thank you so much for tuning in here on CCDTV, that's Conestoga College Digital TV. I'm Dustin Kohler, incredibly happy you're here with us today. If you get a chance, we'd love to hear from anyone who's watching live on the feeds right now on YouTube here on the channel. Would love to know where you're from, where you're tuning in from. Love these national championships and the big fan pride that comes out with it. Christner on the mound, first pitch. Goes in for a strike on this one. Just got the edge of the outside part of the plate there. Great pitch in this one. It's exactly how Christner would want to start this inning. He's coming into this inning with 44 pitches already under his belt, entering the top of the third. Next pitch just a little further outside, trying to see where this strike zone is exactly. Almost trying to see if the batter will chase an outside pitch, evening the count at 1-1 here. So Barjan, swing and miss on this one. That'll bring it to a 1-2 count. He walked his way back on base back in the first, so technically, as far as the scoring's concerned, 0 for 0 on this one. Would love to get himself a hit. See, plenty of momentum shift already so far in this game in both directions. Quebec now with the chance to get in front as that pitch just a bit outside there. Looks pretty close, but goes the way of the batter here. Looks like Christner trying to check exactly where that pitch was to see if it was down or outside, just to try and get that confirmation there. So the 2-2 count coming in. Now like outside again right there. That'll bring it to a full count here. Really trying to nail those outside pitches. We've almost seen him go to that well consistently throughout the ball game so far, but only a handful have really gone his way so far in this contest. So Christner gets set, and the payoff pitch coming in. That one swung on dribble, but foul there. Good at bat so far from Bayerjean. Some good battles here already. Not the first full count we've seen today. Already almost 50 pitches in this one here in the top of the third. Still a tie ball game, 1-1. And keep Quebec versus New Hamburg Mustangs. The 3-2 pitch comes in, downs. Outside once again. Bayerjean forces his way on base. That's 2 walks here in this one already. And so that'll bring the third baseman up to the plate to Sean Salt. 0-for-1 in this one. So runner on, none out here so far on top of the third. First pitch upstairs, swung on, though, by Salt. Pitch right upstairs. I almost would not be shocked if he tried to go down and outside on this one, potentially off speed. As I start up in the zone and fall down with it. That one down and outside, just a bit too far, though, evening the count at 1-1. So the 6th-seeded AQ Quebec up to the plate right now. The 3rd-seeded New Hamburg Mustangs out in the field as this one swung on, drilled deep towards center, but plenty of air, and it gets in the hands of the center fielder. That's Ricketts, able to make the play. He's got a bit too much lift on that one. Plenty of power on it, but a big first out here for New Hamburg. And on the bright side, quite literally, we're starting to see a whole lot of sunshine coming out. We'll see how long it lasts. Still a few clouds out in the distance. We'll see if this has any big impact, particularly for the third baseman and left fielder for both these teams. Might be a bit difficult with that sunshine. Next pitch drops it for a strike. The pitcher in today's matchup, Thomas Hook. So here in the top of the third, man on first. That's Salt. He walked his way on base. Next pitch finds the outside part of the plate for strike 2. Quick 0-2 count in this one. Looks like Christner might be finding the strike zone that he's been hoping for in this game so far. And the 0-2 pitch comes in the zone. Strike 3, got him looking. So starting to collect some outs right here. Back-to-back outs there. Fly out to center field. A strikeout there to Thomas Hook. And that'll bring out the left fielder. Is it Nathan Karen? He walked his way on base. He was the one lone run for Quebec in this one. Ended up tying things up. First pitch comes in. Looks like it was just a bit up and away on that one for ball 1. And the next pitch comes in. Again, just a bit outside there. Trying to get some swing and miss here. Looks like they're playing fairly straight up in most of the defensive alignment. The left fielder, that's Chloe, playing pretty far left on this one, just in case he tries to go opposite here. That pitch in there for a strike. We're definitely going to see a lot of these sunglasses starting to come out with this one. That sun really beating down this afternoon. So it's a 2-1 count coming in. That pitch upstairs again. He's trying to drop that one in. Looked like he threw an off-speed there, trying to change the eye line of these batters a little bit, but just doesn't come down far enough. We're going to get to a 3-1 count here. 3-1 pitch coming in. That one swung on, drilled, but grounded well foul past the first base line. It looks like we'll see another full count here in this one. Christner now up to 61 pitches so far. Karen finds his way on. That'll be Duty up next. And Beauregard after him. Karen again locked his way on, so technically a 0-0 on the stat line right now. And a lone run back in the second as the next pitch comes in, and it's outside. Ball 4. Christner looked like he wanted it to go his way there. It's looked like that for a few different pitches here. Now we've got 2 men on here as Bergeron makes his way over towards second base. Nathan Kara now over at first. 2 walks for him right now. This will bring up the catcher in this one, Zachary Duty. He singled back in the second. Ended up getting as far as third base in that one. Lefty up at the plate. And the first pitch. Just drops down, catches the top of the strike zone there. First pitch strike here in an even game, 1-1 apiece here in the top of the third. And the 0-1 coming in, swung on and missed there. Looking at a foul tip, I believe, on that one. So quick 0-2 count here. Christner looks like he's starting to find the strike zone a bit. Got those two batters up pretty quick before giving up that walk to Caron. Next pitch comes in upstairs, though. Was ahead 0-2, so we can afford to move around the strike zone a little bit, try and get a bit of a swing and miss here. 2 strikeouts in the contest so far for him. Christner gets set, delivers, swung on, driven between the first and second baseman here, finds grass over in right field to make the throw over towards home plate. They ruled to hold the runner over at third, not risking it going too far, and that's a run scored for Quebec here. An RBI single from Zachary Duty. Now runners on the corners. So for the first time today, Quebec now with the lead in this one. They tied things up just last inning. So that'll bring Hunter Beauregard up to the plate. He's the second baseman. 0 for 1 today, flew out to center field in his last one. So Christner almost able to get out of it there. But some good batting from Duty on that one. Beauregard taking the first pitch to make the appeal down towards the first base umpire. Ruled he did not swing, so ball 1 here. And the next one coming in here, down in the dirt. Good for the catcher, Van de Winkle, to keep it in front of him there. So runners on the corners. That is Nathan Karen over at third base. Zachary Duty at first. Still 2 outs here. New Hamburg looking to keep it at a 1-run game right now. So that one's well upstairs. We'll bring it to a 3-0 count right now. Beauregard, one of the more straight up stances that we've seen across the board today from both teams. The 3-0 pitch comes in. That one down just outside the plate at the bottom of the zone for a walk here. That'll load the bases for Christner. Almost was able to get out of it during that last at-bat, but could not find the strike zone against Beauregard. That'll bring up Joshua Desrochers up to the plate. Again, he walked in his at-bat. Christner looks like he's looking for a new pitch. Almost wanted to shake things up right now. First pitch in the at-bat upstairs. A walk will drive in a run with the bases loaded. Already 6 walks for Christner in this one. Next pitch comes in, swung on and missed. Great pitch there to get that swing and miss. Still a dangerous spot here, Quebec. 2 out. Caron at third, Duty at second, Beauregard over at first. And that one dribbled up towards the shortstop there. The quick little jaunt towards second. And that's the 3rd out, but some damage done. Quebec now taking the lead 2-1 here. And so that'll push us through the 3rd inning. Now into the bottom of the 3rd here. New Hamburg looking to tie things up. Very back and forth contest in this one so far. New Hamburg started off with the lead. Quebec tied it up. Now ahead 2-1 in the contest. Christner ended up getting through those 3 innings with 73 pitches under his belt. A little over 24 pitches on average per inning through this one so far. And again, a very important game, this one, between the 3rd-seeded Mustangs and the 6th-seeded Équipe Quebec. It is a do-or-die game. The loser in this one will be eliminated from the tournament. So a lot hanging, a lot of tension, some high-pressure, fast-pitch ball being played this evening. And while we have the chance here, we'll thank a couple of our sponsors for the Canadian Fast Pitch Championships. Whole lot of people to thank. McCarter Grespin Lawyers, Iron Horse Financial Solutions, MTE Consultants. Big thanks to everyone who sponsored this incredible event here in Kitchener, Ontario. And a big shout out to all the fans as well, all those family and friends in attendance here for the game today. Ended up getting pretty barren through all the rain, completely understandably so, but they've all returned here. Now pushing for some evening ball. The game originally scheduled for about 1:15 earlier this afternoon. Ended up starting at about 5:45, already about 45 minutes through this game. It's the first pitch just down and away outside the zone. So that one swung on, well hit, but well foul. Whole lot of power behind that swing. And again, we're at the top of the order here as we move into the bottom of the 3rd. Colby Ricketts, followed by Ben Dom and Cohen Christner for sure in this one. Christner of which hit that big home run back in the 1st inning to kick off the scoring. Next pitch well upstairs. Goes right to the backstop on that one. Ricketts 0 for 1 in the ball game so far. Struck out in his first at-bat. That was back in the 1st. That one, again, well upstairs on that one. Looks like he might be trying to get away with a few rising pitches here. So Thomas took back on the mound for Quebec. Up to about 34 pitches in this one. Next one comes in, finds the strike zone there. Tomatuk looks like he's trying to find the pitch that he's looking for as we enter into yet another full count here in this one. Batter gets set. And the throw fouled back towards the backstop there. Bit late on that one, but a good hack from Ricketts to keep the at-bat alive. And so I believe the winner of this one will go to face Murno a little later. And the next pitch upstairs, ball 4 on that one. Pretty close, but just a little too far outside the zone upstairs. I believe that is the first walk for Tomatuk in this one so far. Already 3 strikeouts in this game. Right now up to 37 pitches as Ben Dom comes in. The second baseman here for New Hamburg in the box. First pitch comes in swung on, but driven right into the dirt there. Some good speed from Ricketts. Was almost over at second base in the blink of an eye. Might have been a bit of a hit and run situation there. Trying to be a little aggressive on the base paths. So Ricketts over at first, Dom up in the box. As Ricketts goes over, is able to steal second on that one. That speed really paying off here. Looks like he might have tried it just during that last pitch. Able to make it pay off on this one. So now runner in scoring position. Ricketts over at second base. None out here in the bottom of the third. Quebec still ahead 2-1 right now. Next pitch comes in. Just a bit downstairs. Doesn't go the pitcher's way on that one. So 2-1 count here. Again, Dom 0 for 1 here. That one's dribbled on. Bounced over towards the second baseman. Easy out at first. But that'll still advance Ricketts over towards third. Infielders had to make sure he didn't try and take off or home plate on that one. Ricketts definitely thinking about it. Made a few shuffles there over in the direction of home plate. They pull him back over towards third. So one out here, man over at third base. And that'll bring the pitcher, Cohen Christner, up to the plate in this one. Already displayed plenty of power today. A mammoth of a home run back in the first opened up the scoring. The lone run so far for New Hamburg. So the first pitch goes in, called strike, right in the plate there.
Good shooting, good shooting.
So Christner 1-1 right now. Ricketts over at third. Still a pretty dangerous spot as that one swung on, dribbled over towards the third base bag. It goes between his legs and goes over towards left field into the grass. We'll see how that one ends up being called. Salt's not able to come up with it there. So Christner been pretty clutch so far this game at the plate. Now accounts for the first run and driven in the second here as Ricketts was able to come in to score on that one, evening the game at 2-2 here. Said it early on just how back and forth this contest would be. That one swung on over towards left center. It hits the grass. It's going out towards the wall. Left fielder Caron going in to get it. But the damage done. Christner able to go all the way around the bases over to home on that one. An RBI double. Great shot from the catcher, Matt Van de Winkle, on that one. Very quick to turn around on it, and a great location there. And so once again, we've seen another lead change in this one. New Hamburg started off with the lead in the first. Quebec tied it in the second. Went ahead in the top of the third. And now New Hamburg ahead once again now. Incredible game so far. Thank you so much for tuning in for this exciting piece of fast pitch action. Meeting on the mound there, just going over their game plan here. Still in a dangerous spot, just one out here in the bottom of the third, and a runner still in scoring position. So that'll bring up Eichler, who's 0 for 1 in the contest so far. He's up at the plate. Left-handed batter, seen some conversation between the home plate umpire. Just a quick little check-in over with the coach for New Hamburg as the first pitch comes in. Upstairs, though, Eichler able to hold back on it. So New Hamburg really, quite literally, coming in swinging in this inning. So that one catches the plate, even the count at 1-1. Seen a whole lot of morale changes, but both teams have really been in the thick of it here, able to come back at both sides of the ball. Next pitch comes in, swung on, dribble towards the pitcher. They'll make the routine throw over towards first. Once again, though, that'll advance the runner over towards third. Matt Van de Winkle now over there. Gonna see a pinch runner come in here, so Van de Winkle sitting down. And Eichler, who just had that at-bat, is now going to make his way over towards the third base bag. So we'll see Sean Demarest up to the plate here. That pitch, first one, goes in for a strike. So another tough situation yet again. Runner over on third. 2 outs now. That pitch swung on. Appeal over towards the first base side. They rule he did go around there, so that's another called strike. 0-2 count here early on for Sean Demarest. Demarest 1 for 1. Singled back in the second inning. Tomatuk now up to 50 pitches here today. Next pitch comes in, swung on. Fouled right into the dirt, back towards the catcher there. Starting to turn into a pretty hot one here up in the booth. Now that the sun's beaten down, the temperature's starting to rise as well, along with the pressure in this ball game across the board. So New Hamburg now ahead 3-2 in the contest. Next pitch swung on and missed for a strikeout. This is the fourth right now. Excuse me, third for Tomatuk. So 2 runs coming in during that bottom of the third. New Hamburg now with the lead. It's the second lead change so far. Again, New Hamburg early lead in the first. Quebec tying things up in the second, getting ahead in the third, and now New Hamburg once again here with a 3-2 score. So we turn things over to the bottom of the top of the fourth. So if you're just joining us, a rainy one. This was the scheduled 1:15 game from earlier, but for the second time this week, a pretty substantial rain delay. A whole lot of rain came down in a few different patches. The infield still looking pretty wet over there. But luckily on the bright side, a whole lot of sun. The day has really turned around. And so Christner's going to be back out on the mound for this one. They're going to come down here. New Hamburg would love to hold the scoring here. Love to maintain that lead in this very back and forth game. And so we're back top of the order here. Joey Rauso up to the plate. 0 for 2 so far in today's contest. That one swung on foul back towards the fence there. So Rousso did drive in an RBI early on in this one. That was back in the second. Next pitch just down outside for another ball here. So 1 ball, 1 strike here. Christner now up to 75 pitches in this one. Next pitch coming in, swung on, drilled over towards the third base side, in towards left field. A scorching single there from Joey Rousso. So an early single, none out here. Kicking things off in the top of the 4th. They keep Quebec the home team in this one, New Hamburg away. Keep Quebec sitting in the 6th seed after the round robin series. 2-4 their record through that. New Hamburg the 3rd seed. They finished with a 3-3 record. And again, if you're just tuning in, 2 very close teams when it comes to a run differential, both with a +1 run differential throughout the round robin series. So 2 very similar teams, and we're actually really seeing that play out in today's contest. Like I said, it's been a very even battle between these 2. Almost looked like it was going to be that way from the first pitch in this one. So Rousso over at first base. Nathan Labrie now in the box. 1 for 2 on the day so far. As Rousso gunned it over towards second, but that pitch fouled off. He's going to make the trek back over to first. Showed a whole lot of speed on that one. Rousso displaying speed, would love to get a runner in scoring position here. So Rousso at first, Labrie in the box, 1 for 2, singled back in the first inning. That one swung on, drilled towards the second baseman. They'll turn, make the out over at second base. So fielder's choice there off the bat of Labrie. Still a runner on first. So that'll bring up the 3rd batter in the order here, Alex Barjon. He still has a record of 0-0 in this one. 2 walks, was the 2nd run to come in back in the 3rd for Quebec. Next pitch comes on just a bit outside the zone there. Looked pretty close, though, from up here in the box. Pretty exciting game. Again, thank you so much for tuning in here on CCDTV, Conestoga College Digital TV. It's that pitch in there for a strike, bringing it to a 1-2 count here. Excuse me, I believe 1-1 count here. Christner now up to 81 pitches. It's that one down and outside. Bring it to a 2-1 count here. So 1 out here so far in the top of the 4th. New Hamburg ahead 3-2. Pretty exciting matchup here as we continue the Softball Canada U23 Fast Pitch Championships. I'm Justin Kohler. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's that pitch outside. Don't even attempt to throw over towards second base there. Just going to let him go there standing. So Labrie now over on second base. Time called here. Barjon just collecting himself here. Now runner in scoring position. Quebec threatening once again. Really seen threats on the base paths almost every single inning here from both teams. Incredibly competitive so far. Barjon calling for time again. Looked like he was almost confused at just how long it was taking for Christner to get collected on the mound there. And the 3-1 pitch coming in. That one called strike just on the outer part of the plate. Bring it to a full count here with 1 out. An exciting one here in Kitchener, Ontario. A big battle between these two teams as the full count pitch comes in. Just upstairs, Quebec will take the free bag here. That'll put a man on first and second. Baillargeon, the plate discipline from here so far in this contest has been incredibly impressive. That's his 3rd walk already. It was the 2nd run to come all the way around back in the 3rd inning. So Labrie on second now. So 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. First pitch just a bit outside for ball 1. That's Deshaun Salt, the 3rd baseman in this one. He'd love to make up for that ball that went right between him just in the last inning, which allowed New Hamburg to get ahead. Salt, the lefty, gets ready in the box. Swing and a miss there on that one. Evening the count up at 1 apiece here. Salt right now 0 for 2 in this one. His last at-bat, he flew out to the center fielder. A whole lot of power, just too much lift on it, as that one a bit too far outside the zone. Trying to get a bit of movement on it, induce that swing and miss from Salt. Yeah, like I said, his last at-bat had plenty of power on it, but almost translated a bit too much vertically rather than horizontally. Would love to change that up here with two runners on, 1 in scoring position. And so the 2-1 pitch coming in well upstairs on that one. Christner now up to 89 pitches in this one. We've seen a lot of full counts. A lot of pitches going the way of the batter here. Been really trying to find the outer part of the zone throughout the course of this game. He's had a few go his way, but not too much in the way of consistency so far. Been great as far as a batting standpoint for Christner so far. That one a called strike. One goes his way on the outer part of the plate. Looks like Salt was about to make his way over towards first base, but he'll make his way back into the batter's box instead. The 3-2 count coming in. Swung on and missed a strikeout here. A big out here, the 2nd one in this one. And that's Christner's 3rd strikeout in the game so far. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Mark Tomatuk, in this one. 0 for 2 so far. Been fairly efficient from as far as pitching standpoint goes. First pitch down and outside. Christner's still looking to really consistently find that outer part of the plate here. So 2 runners on right now. That's Nathan Labrie over at second, Alex Baillargeon at first. Fielder's choice for Labrie and a walk for Baillargeon. That one in there for a strike. Looked like Tomatuk almost didn't like that call, but of course, might see a few disappointed looks when pitchers are in the box. Of course, always have a great eye for the strike zone. So 1-1 pitch coming in. That one down and outside, bringing the count back in the batter's favor. 2-1 here. So 2-1 the count here. Christner gets set, delivers that one swung on, drilled towards center field, and that one's gonna drop in there just between the left fielder and center fielder there. And that'll drive in a run as Labrie comes all the way home on that one. It's a big RBI single off the bat of the pitcher, Tomatuk. Seen plenty of production from both pitchers in this one so far. As Quebec evens it up at 3 apiece here. Bayarjan will advance his way over towards second. Tama took over at first. Plenty of air, but Clowett in left and Ricketts over in center, just not able to dash in to get that ball fast enough. So a bit of a hanging ball, but a great location on that one. And we're back once again to an even ball game here in the top of the fourth. Incredibly back and forth. Great competitiveness from both these teams on this one. First pitch called strike. That's on Nathan Caron, the left fielder. He's also technically 0 for 0, 2 walks so far. He was the first run that came around back in the second inning for Quebec. So next pitch, swung on and missed. So a quick 0-2 here for Christner. Would love to end things here with 2 outs in the inning. First out, Rousseau, a fielder's choice earlier on off the bat of Labrie, and then a strikeout on Salt. 1 out away from getting out of this one as that next pitch just a bit upstairs, trying to get the swing and miss off the bat of Caron. We've been seeing very good plate discipline, as it looks like that one might have gone back, hit the pitcher a little bit. That's Van de Winkel looking to collect himself a little bit. Mask off. Hand in his face. Everyone will give him a little second here just to recover. Getting himself pumped up there. Seems to have been a little bit shaken by whatever happened. Some smiles there, right there. Looked like Nathan Caron checking in just to make sure he's doing all right. So still a high-pressure game, but still plenty of lighthearted faces on both teams. You love seeing that. Both these guys having plenty of fun across the board. Just like all the fans in attendance so far, and everyone watching at home, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it for your Thursday evening. So Van de Winkel all right there. They get set for the next pitch. That one swung on right in the dirt, but stays in front of the plate. It's fair, and they'll make the throw, get the out at first. A very tight one on that one, only maybe an inch or two away from the foul line. It's not a count I get to say too often off a little dribbler. It's a 2-3 put out here. So once again, it's a pretty sunny afternoon, a solid Thursday after plenty of rain earlier in the day. Love seeing all that sunshine. Still a few clouds in the sky here, though, in Kitchener, Ontario. But looking to the north, it looks like we're seeing a good amount of blue sky over there. The first real sign of blue we've seen all day so far. It's really turned into a beautiful evening for ball. Temperature's still not too bad. Again, temperature sitting right now at 18 degrees, so it's climbed up a little bit since we started the ball game. And so with that, we now enter into the bottom of the fourth, a tie ball game here. Very back and forth. Again, New Hamburg led off. Big home run in the first inning to lead 1-0. Quebec tied it up in the second, went ahead in the top of the third. New Hamburg scored 2 in the bottom of the third to go ahead. And then Quebec just evened it up in the top of the fourth. It's been incredibly back and forth, very competitive between these two teams. Some solid hitting. The pitching has been a little inconsistent, I guess I would say so far. Both pitchers at times have struggled to find the zone. I'd love to see them just solidly throw a few more strikes, almost trust the defense a little bit more in this one just to see what they're really made of as this contest starts to enter into the middle innings here. But still very efficient. Very good game here. Great bat so far in this one. So New Hamburg will be back up to the plate in this one here in the bottom of the fourth. We'll see Aiden Clowett, Felix Eisert-Bender, and Sam Diamond up here. First off, we'll see Aiden Clowett. Sacrifice hit to advance the runners back in the second. So still plenty of ball to be played, but here in the bottom of the fourth. None out as Clowett is up to the plate. The 1-0 pitch. Upstairs, just a bit outside the zone, bringing it to 2-0. pitch swung on and missed there. That'll bring it to a 2-1 count here. Great game so far here, the 2-1 count. Chloe backing up off the plate a little bit there. So still plenty of sunshine. Can see Labrie, the shortstop for Quebec, blocking his eyes with his glove there. So the next pitch comes in. That one clips the zone. That'll bring it to a full count here. 3-2, 3 balls, 2 strikes. None out here in the bottom of the 4th of a tie ball game. The payoff pitch coming in, swung on, fouled off. They make the throw over towards first. That's a solid first out here for Quebec. Starting it off the way they want to here. So Felix Izard-Bender, the next one up to the plate. So no one on here for Izard-Bender. His first pitch swung on and missed. Izard-Bender 0 for 0 on this one so far. Sacrifice hit earlier on. Looks like he was showing bunt that one upstairs. Bring it to a 1-1 count here. Again, we would like to thank all of the City of Kitchener staff here, all the grounds crew that we saw. Incredibly impressive, making this field playable once again for the 2nd time this week. Izard-Bender showing bunt once again. Stayed in front of it. That one will count as a strike. We'll bring it to a 1-2 count here on Izard-Bender. The third baseman, Salt, moving in on this one. Bissonnette, the first baseman, pretty much right parallel with the bag, right beside it. Middle infielder still playing relatively straight up here as Izard-Bender gets set in the box. Swung on, foul back, stays alive in this one. Thomas Hook now up to 62 pitches in this contest. Still some bright sun could impact the defense here in the bottom of the 4th as the next pitch fouled back once again. Izard-Bender staying alive here. Good battle so far. Trying to find the right pitch here. So once again, yet again, we go to the 1-2 pitch. Comes on, swung on, well up into the sky, but foul behind the backstop. Heard that little thud on our building up here in the box. Good battle, good contact skills right now from Izard-Bender to stay alive in these ones. He's fouling off pitch after pitch after pitch right now. Once again, the 1-2 coming in. That one bit inside there. Izard-Bender holding back on that one. Good mix, Mark. Go. First and third baseman have moved back a little bit on this one. Not anticipating a bunt here this late in the at-bat. Swung on, dribble back towards the pitcher. They'll make the easy throw over towards first. That'll be 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. A tie ball game 3-3. That'll bring up New Hamburg's shortstop, Sam Diamond, to this one before we'll go back to the top of the order with Colby Ricketts on deck. Quebec would love to keep it a tie ball game here, especially with how back and forth it's been between these two teams. Thomas Hook gets set on the mound, makes the throw, swung on, fouled back. Big shout out to Ricketts over on deck there. Looked like he was trying to grab that one with his hands as he's warming up to go to that next at bat. So again, if you're just joining us right now, this is the earlier game originally scheduled for about 1:15 between the 3rd-seeded New Hamburg Mustangs and the 6th-seeded Équipe Quebec. Big important game. The loser in this one will be eliminated from the tournament as the next pitch comes in. Down and inside in the dirt. Bring it to a 1-1 count here with 2 outs. Tomatuk still on the mound here, up to 68 pitches so far. Diamond 0 for 1. Struck out in his last at-bat back in the 2nd. Still no runners on with 2 outs. Now on a great fastball. Gets the swing and miss on that one. That'll bring it to a 1-2 count. Really mixed up the timings on this one. It's probably the fastest pitch we've seen from Tomatuk so far in this one. Been relying a lot more on those changeup. Next one, another fast one, but just a bit too far downstairs. Good increase in velocity in these past couple pitches. Bring it to an even 2-2 count right now. So 2 outs here, no runners on. New Hamburg looking to break this even tie. Quebec looking to keep it exactly where it is. So that pitch just a bit upstairs. Another full count here in this one. After those fastballs, looks like he was just trying to drop one in there into the top of the zone. Didn't come down far enough on the pitch. So the payoff pitch. That one swung on foul, down right in the dirt. And Diamond stays alive here in this one. Some great at-bats, some great battles right now from the New Hamburg batters. Great contact stills, really keeping themselves alive in these at-bats. Driving up the count of Tomatuk here now up to 72 pitches after a couple efficient innings. Again, the payoff pitch comes in, swung on and missed. Another strikeout here. That's the 5th strikeout for Tomatuk on this one. And Quebec gets away, no runners on base. The first 3 up, 3 down situation of the ball game. And again, you're watching Conestoga College Digital TV. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Justin Kohler up in the press box. Incredibly happy to have you here. While we've got the chance, we'll thank a few more sponsors here. A whole lot to give thanks to making this event possible. Big shout out to, of course, Conestoga College making this entire broadcast possible, along with all the students, the volunteers, the staff helping out with today's game. McNaughton, Hermson, Britton, Clarkson planning. And both the City of Kitchener and the City of Waterloo, big shout out to them. Like I mentioned, also, you have to give a whole lot of thanks to the grounds crew. They've been putting in a whole lot of extra work this week. Over 5 hours of rain delay back on Tuesday. I believe close to another 5 hours of rain delay today. It's looking like a bit better of an evening. Luckily, we have a bit more sunshine right now than we did on Tuesday, drying out all these fields. Still no action on Diamond 2 right now. We've been told potentially we might see 1 game over there, but of course that schedule is going to be a little bit changed. So make sure you're tuning in for all the updates that you can. We'll try and deliver those as much as possible throughout the course of the evening. And be sure to check out Softball Canada. Schedules, new updated schedules will be released as soon as possible on when those games will be changed across the U23 men's and masters games.
Leading off for Quebec in the top half of the 5th inning, the catcher, number 49, Zachary Hill.
And so it'll be Quebec up to the bat here. Quebec, like I've mentioned, finished with a 2-4 record in the round-robin series, good enough for the 6th seed. Started with about 3 losses in a row, 2 on Monday, a 5-3 loss against Murnau, 3-0 loss against Tavistock, a win and a loss on Tuesday, a 12-7 loss against Delisle, 5-1 win against Shallow Lake, and then a win and a loss once again on Wednesday as well, 3-2 loss against Rostock, and a 10-2 win against New Hamburg. So that pitch inside there. It's number 49, that's Zachary Duty, the catcher in this one. He's up to the plate. He's 2 for 2 on the day so far. He gets set in the box for the next pitch. That one drops in there for a strike. It's a great pitch. Good amount of movement there from Christner, who's now up to 101 pitches. So Duty 2 hits and an RBI so far in this one. Next pitch, good amount of velocity on that one. But goes the way of the batter here, a bit too far inside. Bring it to a 2-1 count. So Quebec looking to break this even tie that we've seen so far as the next pitch goes well inside there. Bringing it to a 3-1 count. Again, very, very back and forth between these two teams. We've seen plenty of lead changes throughout this one. So we really start to push through the middle innings, getting closer towards the end of this game here in the top of the fifth. And that one a bit upstairs, but always tempting those upstairs pitches. Swung on, foul back towards the fence. Duty taking a breath, just collecting himself there. You could instantly tell he did not mean to swing at that pitch, but like I said, those upstairs pitches can really be pretty tempting sometimes. You can get a good amount of pop off him if you square it up. He gets ready in the box. A very wide stance there as he swings, fouls this one back again. Full count here in this one. Duty very productive so far in this one. Like I mentioned, 2 for 2. So he gets set in the box. The payoff pitch on the way from Christner here. That one called. Strike 3 on the inside part of the play. Duty throws the bat off to the side. Not happy with the call. He's already on his way over towards first before changing directions towards the dugout there. It's the 4th strikeout so far for Christner. And that'll bring up Hunter Beauregard, the second baseman for Quebec. 0 for 1 in the contest so far. Flew out back in the second and a walk in the third. 1 base for him so far in this contest as the first pitch upstairs for ball 1. Again, Christner in triple digit pitches up to 107 right now in this one. So 1 out here. Guaranteed to see Beauregard in the box right now. And Desrochers. Bissonnette still one of the flex players for today. So we'll see Beauregard, Desrochers, and then Rousseau back up at the top. So 2 out here, routine play there from the New Hamburg defense. So now Desrochers, the right fielder, up in the box. First base upstairs there. Again, Beauregard popped out towards second baseman on that one. So 2 outs here right now, 1-0 count. That one upstairs as well, bringing it to 2-0. Desrochers 0 for 1 right now. Again, walked back in the second. This one's clubbed towards center field. And it's gone. Hits a tent way in center field. A big home run for Desrochers. Right fielder absolutely clubbed it there. A whole lot of lift, a whole lot of distance as well. That'll, again, break the tie. Quebec now taking the lead 4-3 here. The second home run of the day. 1 going the way of New Hamburg, now 1 going the way of Quebec. Very back and forth contest. That'll turn things over back to the top of the lineup here. Center fielder Rousseau coming up. He knows exactly what it's like to see a big home run go right over your head. We saw that earlier in the game back in the first. So he's in the box. Swung on, fouled back. It's now a 4-3 contest here in the top of the fifth. Still 2 outs. Christner up to 112 pitches. Also 1 for 3 in the game so far. Single in his last at-bat. That was in the fourth. Next pitch comes in. Called strike. Rousseau wanted to go his way. Held back on a swing there. Take a second out of the box. Collect himself a little bit. So big home run breaks the tie off the bat of Joshua Desroches. And that is a called strike 3 on the swing there. 5 strikeouts so far, 2 in the inning for Christner. But the damage done on the big home run. Now again, New Hamburg looking to do some work here. Both teams up to the challenge. Tie games broken on both sides here. Very even contest. A great competitive game so far. Thank you so much for tuning in to watch it. This has been the Softball Canada U23 Fast Pitch Championships here at Peter Hallman Ball-Yard in Kitchener. Thank you so much for tuning in. Whole lot of fun here at the ballpark. Of course, we'd love to see you here at the Diamond, but if you are watching online live right now, thank you so much for tuning in. Incredibly happy to have you here wherever you are. Here in our chats, be sure to tell us where exactly you're viewing from. Gotta love these big national tournaments. Whole lot of turnout from across the country here. This exact game, a big display of it. Ontario team versus the Quebec team here. So we'll go to the top of the order here for New Hamburg. Lee Ricketts, Dom, and Christner, the pitcher. Some big moments. New Hamburg currently down 1 run. They're the higher seed. The 3rd seed in this one heading into the game. They keep Quebec the 6th seed here. Again, a big do-or-die game here. The loser being eliminated from the tournament, so plenty of pressure in this one. Whole lot of tension between these two teams, but still a whole lot of fun playing some ball. So the first pitch comes in. Ball on that one. Tomatuk, the pitcher, back on the mound here. Been fairly efficient so far in this one. So Ricketts 0 for 1 in the game. He struck out back in the first, walked his way on base in the third, was the second run to come in for New Hamburg as that one swung on and missed. Plenty of excitement still on the way here. Bottom of the 5th in this contest. And that one swung on him and missed. Strike 3, the call there. Tomatuk sits down the first batter of the inning. That's 4 outs in a row for the pitcher. Got 2 strikeouts in the last one. Now 6 in the game so far, the second of the night for Ricketts. That'll bring up Ben Dom up to the plate. First pitch comes in just down and away. A big nod from the catcher Duty towards his pitcher. It's like exactly where he was aiming for there, trying to induce that swing and miss off the batter. Dom 0 for 2. Next pitch comes in upstairs. Dom popped out in the third, grounded out, popped up in the first, grounded out in the third. So 0-2 in this one. Playing second base in this contest for New Hamburg. Next pitch comes in, swung on and missed here. Plenty of timing changes here between changeups, off speed, fast pitches here from Tomatuk. Some great mixes here, really starting to get it together late in this game. starting to rack up some strikeouts. It's 4 strikeouts within an inning and 2/3 here for the pitcher. Pitch count starting to climb right now. Up to 81 pitches through 4 1/3. Next pitch comes in, swung, driven towards the shortstop, makes the throw over towards first, and safe the call on that one. Dom able to run it out. Good hustle out of the box there. That'll be a runner on for New Hamburg. That's the tying run over on first. Again, the go-ahead run coming up to the plate. That's Cohen Christner. He's already homered in today's contest. 2 for 2, a homer in the first, a single in the third. He's come around both times. He's 2 of the 3 runs for New Hamburg. Tomatuk prepares on the mound, gets set for the first pitch, swung on and missed from Christner there. Excuse me, Christner 1 for 2 on this one. I believe an earlier play was called an error. So 1 for 2, but still 2 runs and an RBI in this one. Plenty of production in the box for New Hamburg's pitcher. The catcher right behind him. Van de Winkel getting set. Is that pitch down outside the zone? Catcher going out. Just to have a couple words with the pitcher there. So Dom over on first base. Christner in the box. One pitch coming in, swung on and missed there. Strike 2. Excuse me, that was a 2-1 count. So that evens it up at 2-2 here. Still a whole lot of sunshine here in Kitchener, Ontario. We'll see how that affects any plays over for the third baseman and left field as well. Next pitch comes in, swung on, fouled back towards the fence there. Christner stays alive at a 2-2 count here. It's really turned into a beautiful day here in Kitchener, Ontario. Plenty of sunshine right now at the very least. The 2-2 pitch comes in, called strike 3. It's the second out, both at the way of the strikeout here for Tomatuk. His 7th of the day, 2nd of the inning. It's back-to-back innings with 2 strikeouts each now. Pitcher's done a good job of mixing up these pitches, starting to get into the heads of these batters a little bit, getting a lot of swing and miss here. So the catcher, Matt Van de Winkel, up in the plate now. 1 for 2 as this one's fouled back towards the backstop. The 88th pitch thrown for Tomatuk on this one. Van de Winkel 1 for 2. He doubled back in the 3rd inning, struck out in the 1st. Gets set for the next pitch there. And down and away for a ball on that one. The catcher, Duty, coming up, trying to make sure he holds that runner on first base. That's Ben Dom over there. Doesn't want to give away any extra bases here. The next pitch comes in upstairs. Duty liking the pitch just in the wrong part of the plate there. It's a bit too far upstairs. Would have loved that a little bit lower. So it's a 2-1 count here on the catcher, Van de Winkel. Next pitch comes in a bit too far downstairs. We'll bring it to a 3-1 count here. The batter's count here on this one. So 1 on, 2 outs here. The bottom of the 5th inning. Still a tie ball game between these two teams. Next pitch swung on and missed. We'll bring it to a full count here on this one. Some good swing and miss here. New Hamburg would love to square one up. Advance this runner over on first. Swung on and missed. 3 strikeouts in the inning. The 8th for Tomahawk on this one. Impressive stuff. Really starting to come into form late in this game. And Quebec still leading right now 4-3 in this contest after breaking it open in the 5th. One of multiple lead changes throughout the game so far. If you are watching, yeah, we do have a few technical difficulties. That scoreboard not working terribly correctly right now. Keep you updated as that changes. I'll try and do as best as I can to communicate everything that I'm seeing up here in the press box. Technical delays. Mother Nature not really liking us today either. But at the end of the day, still a whole lot of ball being played, and thank you so much for tuning in and checking it out tonight. So while we've got a second, we'll thank a few more of our sponsors here. None of this possible without them here in today's game. Big shout out to Molson's. I know a big fan favorite here in the crowd today. Explore Waterloo and Wood Rescue Canada as well. Thank you so much to all the sponsors across the board today. None of this would be possible without your support. And then we've mentioned Mother Nature a few times. Big shout out to the grounds crew as well. Their second day this week that they've really had to put a whole lot of elbow grease into the fields across the board. Again, it started to really clear up. You can still kind of see the lingering wetness on the infield here from earlier today, but it's definitely a whole lot better looking than it did a few hours ago. A whole lot of rainfall. Luckily, though, the good news is today really looked like it was going to be the worst forecast of the week. It was calling for a good chunk of rain. We knew we would get it. It was just a matter of when. Luckily, the rest of the week looking a whole lot better. Still a lot of action to be played. And, of course, with those rain delays, we will have some updated schedules. We'll try and give you that as soon as we have the details. Be sure to follow Softball Canada for the details on that one as well. And KitchenerFastballPromotions.ca, they will also have all the updated schedules. Be sure to check that out. Don't miss any of the action this week across the U23 men's and masters tournaments here in Kitchener, Ontario. So Quebec now up to the plate here in this one. We'll see their 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Start off with Nathan Labrie. 1 for 3 in the contest so far. The third run in this one as that one swung on and missed. Already up to a quick 0-2 count here. So it looks like we've seen a pitching change in this one as well. That is Jared Vosper now in at the plate. So Christner out of this one as far as the pitching side is concerned. So again, a 4-3 contest right now. Quebec pulled ahead in the 5th inning. Multiple lead changes so far in this one. Christner wrapping up his time on the mound, 115 pitches. 61 of those were strikes. 4 wild pitches as well throughout the course of the game. 6 strikeouts, 7 walks as well. 6 hits and 4 earned runs. Next pitch called strike. This is on Alex Baillargeon here. While I was talking there, a strikeout from Nathan Labrie. Here now in the top of the 6th. The first strikeout for Vosper here. Next pitch coming in there, swung on, driven towards the second baseman. Will make the routine throw towards first. It's a quick 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. So that'll bring Deshaun Salt, the third baseman in this one, up to the plate. first time across the board today that Bayerjean has been out. Walked his way onto the bases 3 times in a row, so now he's 0 for 1. So first pitch outside the zone for ball 1 here. Salt 0 for 3 in today's contest. As Vosper gets set on the mound. That one a called strike. Swing and miss there. So Salt getting set in the box. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Swung on, driven towards the shortstop. An easy scoop, throw to first. And a very efficient 3 outs in this one. 11 total pitches for Vosper. Came in the first 3 up, 3 down inning. So that'll turn things back over with New Hamburg heading back into the box here. A very efficient inning. Opportunity to try and turn things back in their favor. Quebec leading 4-3 in this one. Again, you're watching Conestoga College Digital TV on what's turned into a pretty sunny Thursday afternoon. I'm Justin Kohler up in the box here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Big shout out to all the fans here in attendance as well. The friends and family sticking it out through all the rain. Coming down to the ballpark as well. Always love seeing that support, hearing the cheering from the crowd on both ends. Good turnout. Going to see a whole lot of people at the ballpark here at Peter Hallman Ball Yard throughout the course of the week. Plenty of great fast pitch action on the way. Again, you're watching a big game between New Hamburg and Équipe Quebec. Loser will be eliminated from this one. The winner will go on to face Murnau, and then the winner of that matchup will go to face Tavistock in the semis tomorrow. So a whole lot of action still to come, but a lot of tension between these two teams and an incredibly competitive one at that as well. It's been a very exciting week. Very, very different ball games. We've seen a whole lot of highs, a few lows as well so far in the course of the week, but this one has been incredibly competitive all around. And a great, great ball game. A lot of fun to watch. First pitch coming in. That's Tomatuk back on the mound here in the bottom of the 6th. I believe this is Caden Eichler here. Up at the plate, the left-handed hitter. So that pitch down and away. Ball on that count. The catcher Duty motioning to the pitcher just to collect himself a little bit, calm a bit down on the mound. Could almost afford to slow down action a little bit more here with no runners on. No one to distract over on first or second. So next pitch comes in, dribbled over towards third, makes its way above the New Hamburg dugout, now to play. Quebec still leading 4-3. New Hamburg just 2 innings left to try and break the 1-run game. Eichler taking that one all the way for a called strike. That'll bring it to a 2-2 count here. Eichler 0 for 2 in this one so far. And the pitch comes in, swung on, driven well, hit hard, but pretty well fouled down the third base side here. So it's a little bit late on the swing there. Might have been expecting one of Tomatuk's off-speed pitches there. But good battle. And that one, Eichler taking it all the way there. Duty framing the pitch up for a second. Call doesn't go their way, though. That'll bring it to a full count here for Eichler. Left-handed hitter getting set in the box. And takes it for ball 4. A very, very close pitch. Just off the edge of the strike zone there. Eichler battles his way on base with a walk. 0 for 2 on the day, but his second time on base in this one. That'll bring up Sean Demarest here, the first baseman for New Hamburg. So the tying run now over at first base. The go-ahead run in the box as the first pitch comes in. Called strike at the top of the zone. Good battle between these two teams. Didn't see too much motion from Eichler on this one. With none out, they still might be playing it safe. Don't want to risk any outs in this one. Advances off, and he jumps his way over towards third. Catcher not able to come up with it. And he's safe over at second base. No attempt made over there, so Eichler sitting over at second base. No fight on that one. The catcher appeals over towards the first base umpire to see if he swung on that, but did not swing. So that'll bring it to a 1-1 count here. So runner in scoring position, the tying run over at second base. And it's been a very competitive, very back and forth game here. A lot on the line for these two teams. Winner advancing forward, still more action tonight. Loser ends up going home. Nothing to show for it as that's pitched down in the zone. Catcher can't figure out where the pitch is. And Eichler makes his way now over to third, just one bag away from tying this game up. Looked like Tuti just was not able to track that one. Kind of immediately plunked into the ground. Danced around a little bit, just couldn't lock eyes on it. Once he found it, Eichler was already more than halfway over towards third. Not worth making the throw over towards third base there. So still runner in scoring position over on third. Next pitch comes in, swung on just off the foot of the second baseman. Still in front of him. They'll make the easy out at first. But the damage done. Eichler comes around to home. And now it's a tie ball game once again between these two teams, 4-4. Some claps coming in. A whole lot of momentum shifts in this one. New Hamburg would like to keep it going. Meeting on their mound. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change here. Tomato coming out, wrapping up this contest with 104 pitches. Great outing from him. Really started to ramp things up late in the game. It almost seems like his velocity is getting higher and higher as the contest moved on. But getting late, a high count. They'll save the arm for him. So while we have the chance, we'll give a big shout out to the broadcast crew right in here on Conestoga College Digital TV. Thank you so much for tuning in. Whole lot of hands going into making this thing possible. And big shout out to everyone with Conestoga College making this whole game look as good as it's looking right now. So again, a tie ball game here between the third-seeded New Hamburg Mustangs. Finished the round robin with a 3-3 record against Équipe Quebec. Finished with the 6th seed, the 2-4 record on this one. So Tomato ended up finishing with 105 pitches, like I mentioned, 61 called strikes, 9 strikeouts, just 2 walks given up as well. 5 hits, 4 runs, just 2 of them earned, though, for the pitcher. Some pretty solid numbers. Like I said, really started ramping things up as the game progressed. And again, you're watching Softball Canada U23 Fast Pitch Championships here at Peter Hallman Ball-Yard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Been a whole lot of fun. And like I mentioned, new pitcher on the mound here in this one. Looks like we're actually seeing Bayarjean taking the mound in this one. So he'll look to keep Quebec in this one, try and keep it at a tie ball game. First pitch swung on, grounded just past the glove of the shortstop there into left field. Sean Demarest, a nice solid single there. The shortstop Labrie just not able to come up with it there, just outside of his reach. Excuse me there, that was Cloet with that one. He's over on the first base side right now. So that'll bring up Izard Bender once again. Actually, we'll have a pinch hitter in this case. Looks like Connor Hopper coming in for this one. His first appearance of the day. So we're here in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch called strike. So walk to get things going. A ground out and then a single here. So Cloet over on first. Hopper in the box right now. Next pitch comes in, called strike, just top of the zone there. We're gonna get to a 2-2 count here. Hopper, the lefty, gets ready in the box. Swung on, driven well, but very, very high. Whole lot of lift on that one. Desrochers gets under it, but not able to come up with the catch there. Just lost it up in that deep blue sky this evening. So Hopper stays alive in this one. The count remains 1-2 here. Hopper's first taste of action today. Baillargeon on the mound. Next pitch swung on and missed. A strikeout here for this one. Baillargeon's first of the day. And the second out in this one. So still a runner on first. It's Aiden Cloet over there. And another pinch hitter here, Jared Vosper coming in. He gets set up in the box, the right-handed hitter. First pitch in there for a strike. Things moving around a little bit. Vosper now in the game pitching, now in the box. Hear the grunt off Baillargeon on that one, trying to get some good velocity on his pitches. Call doesn't go his way, though. So Vosper's first taste of action here in the box as well. Next pitch upstairs again there. A bit too high. Didn't look like Vosper was really chomping at the bit to swing at that one. So the count in the favor of the batter here as the next pitch swung on. Now gets the pitch a little bit closer to the zone. Gets that swing and miss on that pitch. Bring it through a 3-1 count here. Cloet over on first. Vosper in the box. Cloet breaks forward towards second, but the strikeout means it doesn't matter there. Second strikeout already for Baillargeon. See the top of the order for the 7th. So we head into the top of the 7th here. Quebec meeting over there, getting themselves a bit hyped up, heading into a pretty important inning here in this one. So thank you so much for tuning in. A very big, very important, and very impressive game on both sides of the diamond here. A 4-4 game here. So we push into the top of the 7th. really the tail end of this ball game. Very, very back and forth. Lead changes almost throughout the entire course of the game. New Hamburg led. Quebec tied it. Quebec then took the lead. New Hamburg battled back. And now Quebec battles back once again to tie up this ball game. It's been a whole lot of fun to watch. Hope you're having as much fun tuning into this cast as well. Be sure to tune in throughout the rest of the week. As you know, today's game a little bit late. If you're just joining us here towards the tail end of this game is the 1:15 scheduled game between Équipe Quebec and the New Hamburg Mustangs. Obviously, it's well past 1:15 at this point. Had a pretty lengthy rain delay for the second time this week. The grounds crew able to get the field back up to snuff here, though, and the weather has really improved since then. Whole lot of blue sky, whole lot of sunshine. So the light's really starting to come on as we turn towards the evening and the night for your Thursday. But a big game on the mound. Again, the loser of this one will be knocked out, so these teams really fighting for their lives in the U23 Fast Pitch Championship tournaments here. The winner will go on to face Murnau before the winner of that then game will head to face Tavistock in the semifinals. I believe that's currently scheduled for tomorrow afternoon. That could change. A lot of the schedule up in the air. Vosper back on the mound. That pitch swung on, driven right between the infielders there into the center field space. Touches the grass. That's a single to get things going from today's pitcher. That's Tomatuk. Out of the game as a pitcher, but he'll stay in offensively. He was 1 for 3 going in, now 2 for 4 with that nice little single. So now the tension really starting to rise. So we're going to see a pinch runner coming in for Tomatuk. That is Philippe Audet coming in to run. He's the go-ahead run in this one. Quebec looking to break this tie. Would love not to go into extras here. Trying to get ahead of New Hamburg, and then hold that to wrap up the ball game. It's all dependent on them coming around first. Squares for bunt for that one. Easy routine throw over towards first, but that'll still advance the runner over towards third. And so Audet over there now. Caron with the sacrifice bunt there. So one out here. Runner in scoring position for Équipe Quebec. In a very, very close game here. Vosper still on the mound, up to 12 pitches on this one. And it'll bring up Zachary Duty, the catcher. 2 for 3 in this one. First pitch drops in for a strike. Duty did not flinch at all, was letting that one go through no matter what. It's his first time facing Vosper here, getting a bit of an eye for him late in the game. Fans really starting to get involved here as this game gets into the latter portions. That one fouled off back towards the fence. And plenty of fans here, but if you're a fan watching at home, big thank you for tuning into the broadcast here on Conestoga College Digital TV. I'm Justin Kohler up in the booth. Thank you so much for tuning in. Great having you here. What a game to tune in for here. Vosper getting set on the mound. Next pitch comes in the dirt. Too far back. The catcher not able to come up with it. And now just one base separating Quebec and a lead in this one here in the 7th. Audet able to make his way over towards third on that one. So 1-2 the count here. Man now on third. Duty up at the plate. 2 for 3 in this one. Been pretty consistent so far at the bat. Next pitch comes in, swung on, drilled towards the shortstop. He eyes down the run over at third, makes the throw towards first. So not able to cash in that run at third. Almost a bit too much velocity on the swing there. Almost think if it was a little bit more of a dribbler, there might have been a chance there. But a great throw from the shortstop Diamond. excuse me. That's now Christner over in at shortstop. Great throw, great move from the pitcher there to get the out at first. So 2 outs now, man on third. Beauregard up in the plate, the right-handed hitter. Swing and a miss on the pitch. Beauregard 0 for 2 on the game so far. A fly out, a pop out, and a walk earlier in the game. Next pitch comes in, swung and missed on this one. Quebec's best chance here would be to put something in play, collect that run from third, and go into the bottom of the 7th with a lead. An important pitch here, arguably the most important of the game so far. The pitch from Vosper. Into the plate, called strike 3 and a strikeout. Some words from Beauregard at the plate. Not happy with that call. Throws the bat over towards the dugout. Quebec will have to hold a tie ball game. The ball now really in New Hamburg's court here. And they go into their lineup with some of the best batters in their squad. Back to the top of the order here, heading into the bottom of the 2nd of this do-or-die game. Tough break for Quebec. Very important to get that runner all the way over towards third, but not able to cash him in on multiple different outs. New Hamburg just needs 1 run to walk off this game and send this crowd home. Again, the loser will be eliminated in this game, so it's a very, very important game for both these teams here. The winner will advance to face Murnau in another elimination game, and the winner of that one will then face Tavistock in the semis. So an important game. And again, this is Baillargeon back on the mound for Quebec, hoping to shut this New Hamburg team down. New Hamburg seeing the top of the order, so Colby, Ricketts, Bendom, and Cohen Christner. Just need 1 run here. Catcher looks like he was motioning in the infield a little bit, just in case of a bunt attempt here. First pitch comes in, swung on, foul back towards the backstop here. Again, a 4-4 game here in the bottom of the 7th. Things just getting going, so none out. Colby Ricketts, 2 strikeouts on the game so far, and a walk back in the 3rd. That one swung on, driven well high, but behind the backstop here. Well out of play behind the seating. Ricketts would love to get on base, get the momentum really going in his team's favor here. Next pitch comes in, swung on, foul tip there. Stays alive in this one. Count 0-2. Baillargeon really pounding the strike zone right here. Doesn't want to give any free walks over to first. Or gets ready at the dish. The ball. Duty really framed that one, trying to get the call to go the way of his pitcher there. But no dice on that one. That'll bring the count to 1-2 here. Great eye from Ricketts on that pitch. So the 1-2 coming in. Upstairs, ball 2, an even count here. Some great plate discipline here from Ricketts right now. Very easy to try and swing at one of these pitches, but it's important to wait for the one that's going your name. As that one's driven towards second base, a routine throw over towards first. Good speed from Ricketts, but not enough. Has a quick 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Again, either team just needs 1 run right now. New Hamburg, the chance to walk it off if they can score in this one. Again, 4-3 the out on that one. Let's bring Ben Dom up to the plate. That one upstairs for ball one. Dom 1 for 3 in this one. A pop out, a ground out, and a single back in the 5th inning. Barrajon on the mound. That one swung on, driven towards the third base side, but foul. A diving attempt from the third baseman, Salt. Not able to collect it, though. Great effort, good athleticism on that play. We're going to see a whole lot of passion within these next 2 outs here on both sides. Both teams looking to stay alive here in the U23 Fast Pitch Championship Tournament. Next pitch coming in here with 1 out. Swung on and missed. We can't bring the count to 1-2 here. Some great stuff from Barrajon so far, really pounding the strike zone like I mentioned. Really leaving it up to the batter and trusting his defense behind him if something does get put in play. Next pitch down and away. Some nods from the catcher duty on that one. Exactly where they wanted to throw that one. Trying to get a swing and miss here. And the next pitch coming in, swung on, fouled, right in the dirt on that one. The count will stay at 2-2. So tight ball game in this do-or-die matchup. New Hamburg Mustangs taking on Équipe Quebec. The score tied 4 apiece with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. And that pitch, a ball on that one. Duty again framed that one for quite a long time. Really wanted that one to go in his favor, but does not get the call. That'll bring it to a full count here with 1 out. Again, Dom up at the plate. Barrajon on the mound. Makes the pitch, swung on, grounded towards the shortstop. Makes the throw over towards first. And a routine play there. Some good speed from Dom, but not enough once again. Another ground out, the second in this inning. So we're 1 out away from being forced into extras here. The sun really descending here on this Thursday evening. Lights are on. We'll see those start to come more into play over the next little bit. And again, it was a very rainy one. This one originally scheduled for 1:15. Didn't really get started until about 5:45 due to a rain delay. But now it's really turned into a pretty beautiful Thursday evening. Saw a whole lot of umbrellas earlier. Not a single one in sight right now here. So 2 outs here. The pitcher from the start of the game, Cohen Christner, now up at the plate. He's homered already in this contest. First pitch down outside the zone for ball 1. Christner 1 for 3 on this one. 2 runs and an RBI in the game so far for him. Ended up throwing 115 pitches. Next pitch just a bit outside there. That'll bring the count to 2-0 here with 2 out. No men on. Quebec 1 out away from getting through this, forcing extras. New Hamburg 1 run away from wrapping this game up. Do-or-die game, but an incredible game on both sides so far. One of the more competitive ones I've seen this week on both sides. That pitch thrown a little too low for ball 4. Christner will make his way over towards first. Now the go-ahead run. We'll bring Van de Winkel up, the catcher for today. That one taken for ball 1. The appeal over towards the third base umpire did not swing the call, so it remains a ball here. So Christner over on first. Van de Winkel up at the plate, the left-handed hitter. The pitch from Bayerjean, grounded over towards the third base side, makes the throw to first, but safe on the play. A whole lot of speed out of the box from Van de Winkel. Now 2 men on, a runner in scoring position. Some great speed. That'll force Caden Eichler up to the plate. Things getting a little dicey here. 2 men on. Just 2 bases separating New Hamburg from either extra innings or a win this evening. 2 outs here. A ball in the grass could likely end this game here. Infield playing in. Time called from the pitcher on this one. Taking the extra second, confirming the call of what pitch to be thrown next to the catcher. Bayerjean now up to 30 pitches on this one. And the pitch coming in, called strike there. An 0-1 count here early on against Eichler. So Christner on second, Van de Winkel on first. That pitch swung on and missed upstairs. Looks like Christner thought about making the jump over towards third just in case, but stayed over at second. Remains in scoring position there. So an 0-2 count here. 2 on, 2 out, and the pitch upstairs for ball 1. A very tight ball game here. The winning run over on second base. Eichler in the box. Bayerjean makes the throw. That one grounded over towards the pitcher. No play made as Eichler's able to sprint it out over towards first. Little dribbler bought enough time to let the runners advance, and now we have bases loaded. 1 run separating New Hamburg from a win here tonight. We'll bring Sean Demarest up to the plate in the most crucial at-bat of this entire game. So 3 men on, Christner at third, Van de Winkel at second, Eichler over at first. The first pitch from Bayerjean. That one swung on, driven towards center field, but right to the center fielder, Rousseau. And we're officially going into extras here tonight. A very competitive contest between these 2 teams. A tie ball game, 4-4, heading now into the top of the 8th. Been on the call twice so far this week. Rain delays both days. Extra innings for both those games. It's been an exciting week up in the box up here. So Quebec will be back up once again. A close one here. Exciting. We'll take one more opportunity to give a big thanks to a few of our sponsors. We'll shoot right through them here. Hallman Construction, Village Caterer, Montana's Cookhouse. Big thanks for the food on that front, Montana's. McCarter, Grespin Lawyers, Iron Horse Financial Solutions, and MTE Consultants. Big shout out to all the sponsors able to make this entire tournament possible. And of course, a big shout out to the grounds crew as well, able to make this literal game possible in front of us. Still see a few wet patches out on the infield from a bit earlier today, but it looks incredible compared to how it was earlier. Again, like I mentioned, the second rain delay of the week so far. Something about my luck. I don't know what it is, but yeah, 2 games, 2 rain delays, and 2 in extras. It's meant I've gotten to watch a lot of incredible, exciting ball. But for this broadcaster, he gets to make the trip back to London after this. And so we'll turn things over and keep Quebec back in the batter's box here. See Joshua Desrochers, as that one bounces back towards the backstop. The throw not in time. It was Beauregard over at second, able to advance over towards third base. Of course, a ghost runner now implemented here now in extras. So Beauregard over at third base now. Very pivotal spot, excuse me. There's that one's grounded over towards the third base side. The shortstop comes up with it, makes the throw to first, not in time, and a run will score on the play. Beauregard comes around, breaking the tie relatively quickly in this one. Quebec now ahead 5-4. It's an important single from Desroches. And we'll go back to the top of the order here. Joey Rousseau, the center fielder, made that important last out at the bottom of the seventh. Now with another pivotal job here with a runner on first and a one-run lead. Squares up to bunt, and the runner makes his way over towards second, steals a base. Desroches over at second base, now in scoring position here. So one run in, no outs here, and we're back to what's looking like the start of the inning here. Man on second, top of the order. Rousseau up to the plate, 1 for 4 in this one. A single back in the fourth inning. He gets set, squares to bunt yet again, that one down in the zone. The infielders on the left side immediately making the break over towards third in case Desroches decided to steal another bag here. Some claps starting to come from the crowd here. Whole lot of fun going on at Peter Hallman Ball Yard for this pivotal game on a Thursday evening. Vosper on the mound, makes the throw in, down and away for another ball here. Couple steps from Desroches, but makes his way back over towards second with none out. So still none out. Quebec leading 5-4. A runner over on second. Top of the order still up to bat in Rousseau. And the next pitch, way up high, back to the backstop. The runner from second advances over to third, and he's safe. Not in time on that one there. Rousseau earns the walk over on first base now. And Desroches now over to third in this one. A chance for Quebec to really break things open here. Runners on the corners. We'll bring Nathan Labrie up to the plate. He's 1 for 4 today. It's the third run of this ball game for Quebec, back in the fourth inning. So he gets set. The third baseman right on in for a potential bunt. And no attempt. Rousseau over towards second base. 2 runners in scoring position. The catcher, Van de Winkle, did not want to risk anything there. No attempt made on a throw. So Desroches over at third. Rousseau over at second. And Labrie in the box. And a check swing over towards third. They make the throw to first. They get the out, and the runners do not advance. It looked like Labrie did not mean to swing on that one. Looked like he wanted to check the swing, but made contact with the ball. Flew its way over towards the third baseman. That third baseman able to make the throw. And that's Clowett now over at third base for New Hamburg. Seen a bit of a defensive alignment change. Clowett over at third, Christner at short, Dom at second, Demarest over at first. The outfield still looking pretty similar. Hopper in left, Ricketts in center, Eichler in right. Now we'll see Alex Baillargeon here, who's 0 for 1 in the game. 3 walks, 3 back-to-back walks for him in the first, the third, and the fourth. But still 0 for 1 after a ground out back in the sixth. So 1 out here. The next pitch swung on, driven deep towards center field, but still in the range of the center fielder. The runners tag up. And another run will come in here. DeRoche able to come in on that one. Rousseau advances over towards third. And it's now a 6-4 ball game for Quebec. And still one runner just one base away from increasing that differential here. So 2 outs here now. Deshaun Salt, the third baseman, up in the box. Swing and a foul there. Rousseau immediately moving. No hesitation, making the jump towards home plate there. But goes back to third on the foul. Deshaun Salt 0 for 4 today so far. Looking to get on base in a pivotal moment here as that pitch down and outside for a ball. Evens the count up at 1-1 here. So Quebec leading 6-4. The next pitch in there just catches the outer part of the plate to bring the count to 1-2. A pivotal game again. The loser eliminated from the tournament. The winner moves on to face Murnau. The winner from that one facing Tavistock later. Next pitch comes in down and away, evens the count at 2-2. First and third baseman still moving in just in case of a little dribbler. That one swung on, fouled back towards the fence. Rousseau once again makes the turn back over towards third base here. 2 outs. Running on pretty much anything here. So runner on third. 2-run lead for Quebec. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th in extras. Vosper on the mound now up to 36 pitches. The next one comes in fouled back. Deshaun Salt stays alive in this one. A lot of talks, a lot of communication back and forth right now on what's going to happen for the defense and for Salt in the box as the next pitch comes in and drilled, but to the shortstop, able to make the jump, gets the pivotal third out. Christner making the play on that one. Some great athleticism there, but Quebec still comes out with a 2-run lead heading into the bottom of the 8th. 6-4 the score right now. Quebec could be taking the field one last time. A bit of a pep talk going on with New Hamburg. Down 2 runs, but they will start with a runner over on second, that ghost runner. So the tying run will be up at the plate to kick things off. And we'll turn to Clowett. Will be up in the box first here. I believe it'll be Demarest starting over on second base as that ghost runner. Quebec now meeting up, talking over their defense, hoping to shut this game down. Keep it at just 1 run of extras, hoping to get away with the win here. Very tight game. We said from the jump that this was going to be an incredibly competitive game. Both these teams coming in with a +1 run differential across the 6 games they've played throughout the tournament. So very similar, a whole lot of comparisons that can be made between these two teams, and we've really seen it play out throughout the entire course of this one. Quebec, New Hamburg, incredibly exciting game. We saw a bit of a preview of it. The last game of the round-robin series was actually between these two teams, a bit of a preview of what happened today. But in that one, Quebec did come out with the win in a bit more lopsided 10-2 victory there. New Hamburg looking very impressive in this one, though. Some great defense, some great offense. And as the game's really moved on, the pitchers have really squared things up as well. Took a little bit for both the starters to really start warming up, collecting strikes more consistently. But man, probably by the time the 4th inning rolled around, we were seeing some pretty consistent strikes, depending more on the defense behind them. And that's led to this game into extras now in the bottom of the 8th. And so Baillargeon still back on the mound, hoping to shut things down here in the bottom of the 8th. Aiden Clowett will start off, the right-handed batter. One for 3 in this game so far, a single in his last at-bat back in the 6th. Or 2 for 3, excuse me. Very impactful bats coming up right here. A lot on the line. Ghost runner over on second. The go-ahead up in the box as that one swung on foul. And looks like we have a pinch runner over at second in this case. There's Jake Durer over there. New Hamburg would love to cash him and make it just a 1-run game here late in this one. Baillargeon now up to 36 pitches since he came in. Next pitch comes in, swung on and missed. That'll bring the count to 0-2 here. New Hamburg down to 3 outs to try and get this game back in their direction once again. That one well high. Great work on the pitcher duty, able to extend, keep that in front of him. The ball behind him will likely advance this runner over towards third. It's the count now 1-2 here. Next pitch went in there, tried to hold his swing. Little upset with himself there, Clowett. Accidentally made a bit too much contact with the ball, fouled it back there. Count 1-2. Every single one of these in pitches is going to get more and more important as this inning continues. So Durer over at second. Next pitch well high again. That'll make it 2-2 here. Clowett would have loved to have held back on that last one. Would be a full count right now. So the 2-2 pitch coming in. Swung on, drilled towards left field. It hits the grass. It's over. The left fielder has it, makes the throw into second, but a run will score. A 1-run game right now. 6-5, Quebec still leading. The tying run now over at first. That's Clowett. Important at-bats here. Hopper now up to the plate. Struck out in his last one, but he's the go-ahead run in this one. Lefty squares up in the box. Baillargeon at 41 pitches now. First pitch, he squares up to bunt. That one's grounded out towards the third baseman. Makes the throw to first. And he's safe on that one. Does not get the call his way. And Clowett makes his way over towards third. They're not paying attention, though. Everyone having to square up a little bit. Clowett staying over at third. Runners on the corners now. The go-ahead run at first base. Very important at-bat. Impressive from Hopper there. A very clutch hit. Just one base away from tying this game up. Looks like the Quebec coach will be coming over, arguing that play. Arguing that he hit the bag, got the out at first base. Looks like we might be having a meeting between the umpires here. Might be a little further from that call over at first. We'll try and get the details there as soon as we have them. But of course, it's being an incredibly tense, incredibly close ball game here between these two teams. Again, the tying run over at third base. The runner is going to stay where they are, so still runners on the corners. That's Clowett over at third base. Hopper now at first. And now Vosper, the pitcher, in here. Have a meeting on the mound, go over these at-bats. Getting more and more crucial as this bottom of the 8th continues. Starting to really turn in tonight here in Kitchener, Ontario at Peter Hallman Ball Yard. Seeing that moon already up in the sky as well, shaping into a beautiful night. Could get a little brisk pretty quickly. A whole lot of almost fall weather this week. A lot of sweaters on the fans in attendance here tonight. Home plate umpire going over to break up those talks on the mound. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. The tying run at third, that's Clowett. The go-ahead run over on first, that's Hopper. And now Vosper up here. He's 0 for 1 in this one. Would love to play hero ball right now as that one's up away from the zone. Hopper out over at second, but it was a double steal. Clowett able to make his way home, tying this ball game at 6 games apiece. A risky play, but one that you could still argue paid off, extending this game yet again. Would almost still love to have kept the power in the batter's control, though. Now a bit less. Anything to the outfield. Could have advanced both these runners. Now no one on base. The go-ahead run in the box. That one fouled off back towards the fence. So Hopper caught stealing on his way to second, but Clowett able to cash in there. The 0-2 count coming in. And a tied 6-6 ball game. That one swung on past the grip of the shortstop there, and it goes into left field. Vosper slides into second. Now just 2 bases away from ending this game. Great clutch hitting from his part. You gotta think, though, unfortunately, with that call to double steal, that could have been the game-winning hit right there. A good chance the runner from first at the time was Hopper. Might have been able to come around all the way home on that one. Would have been close, but unfortunately they decided to tie this game rather than risk it. The runner still in scoring position. Gonna have one more meeting on the mound here. A potential pitching change coming in right now as well. We'll see how things shape up. Yeah, it looks like Baillargeon's going to be coming out of this one. So a pivotal point. 2 outs here in this one. The go-ahead run over on second as things turn back over once again to the top of the order for New Hamburg. I believe that's Jeremy Breton coming in as the new pitcher. So Baillargeon was very effective there. Still gave up 6 hits in 2 innings, just 1 earned run, though. 2 strikeouts and a walk given up. He finished with 44 pitches. 28 strikes. And so with 1 out left here in the bottom of the 8th, they're going to turn things over to Breton. We got a few warm-up pitches in. Again, a pivotal game right now. It's a do-or-die game, win or go home between the 3rd string New Hamburg Mustangs and the 6th string Équipe Québec. New Hamburg battled through their 6-game round robin, winning 9-0 against Shallow Lake, 7-0 against Murnau, both on Monday. On Tuesday, a 5-4 win against Delisle, 6-5 loss against Rostock, 5-0 loss on Wednesday against Tavistock, and then a 10-2 loss against Quebec. So 3 wins in a row, followed by 3 losses in a row. As for Quebec, a pretty different situation, to say the least. They started off with losses, a 5-3 loss against Murnau, a 3-0 loss against Tavistock on Monday. Then on Tuesday, a 12-7 loss against Delisle, and then their first win, 5-1 against Shallow Lake to wrap up Tuesday. Yesterday, for Wednesday, a 3-2 loss against Rostock, and a 10-2 win against New Hamburg. So we keep Quebec finishing the round robin with a 2-4 record. New Hamburg wrapping up with a 3-3 record. But like we've mentioned so far throughout this entire broadcast, very similar, these two teams, both wrapping up with a +1 run differential. So different records, pretty similar, Paul. And now the do-or-die game continues with Colby Ricketts back up in the batter's box. Breton it on the mound. Is that pitch a called strike there? Ricketts doesn't agree with that one, shook his head immediately after the pitch. So 2 outs here, pivotal point in the bottom of the 8th. Ricketts 0 for 3 in this one. Next pitch comes in. Appealing down over towards third. They say he did not swing on that one. That'll even the count at 1-1. Seeing some discussions between the middle infielders there for Quebec. Breton. Next pitch coming in. Swung on and missed. A rising pitch there. Very deceptive to the eye of the batter here. Now we're going to get to a 1-2 count here with the go-ahead run over on second base. Gotta think anything in the grass could end this ball game here for New Hamburg. Next pitch, down and away. And the runner stealing third on this one. No attempt on a throw. That's Vosper slid in over there. Vosper there. It's now just one base separating New Hamburg and the win here today. Quebec looking to shut it down, force a 9th inning here in this extended ball game. The pitch coming in, swung on, well high, drifting foul, and out of play here over the New Hamburg dugout. Like I mentioned, Ricketts 0 for 3 with a walk. Was the second run that came around back in the 3rd inning. Very different ball game from what we're seeing right now. It's still a very back and forth contest across the board, pretty much from the start of this game all the way here towards the end. Ricketts gets set, swing and a miss and a strikeout. Keeps the hopes alive right now. So now 2 outs here. Apologies, it was 1 out going into that one off the caught stealing from Hopper. It's Ricketts' 3rd strikeout of the evening right now. First strikeout for Breton. So now Ben Dom coming in. We saw a pinch runner there, so now Ricketts, who just struck out on the swing, makes his way over towards third. The 1 run separating New Hamburg from a win. So 6-6, bottom of the 8th. Next pitch comes in, just clips the bottom of the zone, leaving the count at 1-1. So Dom here, 1 for 4 on the game so far. Breton in, the pitcher. That one swung on, belted, but way up into the air. Multiple people under it. The second baseman not able to collect it, and it's game over. New Hamburg walks it off in unconventional fashion. The second baseman, Beauregard, not able to collect on that one. A disappointing finish for Quebec after an incredible, consistent game here. A big win for Dom and the New Hamburg Mustangs. They'll move on to face Murno in the game later this evening. The winner of that one will head to the semifinals. Unfortunately for Équipe Québec, they go home for this one. That last play giving them the loss, unable to come through with it in this one. New Hamburg winning 7-6. A close, competitive ball game between these two teams. A whole lot of spirit, a whole lot of tension here in this one. Incredibly fun to watch across the board. So an incredible matchup between these two teams. Shake hands. Everyone on this diamond should be incredibly proud of that performance. A very consistent, very competitive game. I'd argue one of the most competitive that we've seen throughout this entire tournament so far, forcing 2 innings of extras, great pitching performances, plenty of strikeouts on the evening. But New Hamburg coming through with the win. So to wrap up, New Hamburg took the win 6-7 there, 11 hits, no errors. Quebec finishing with 6 runs, 8 hits, and 2 errors. The last of which that final play to wrap up the game. So this officially wraps up this one. Again, New Hamburg coming up 7-6 over Équipe Quebec. Équipe done for this tournament. Quebec officially wrapping up their time. They'll go home. New Hamburg with the win. They'll go to face off Murnau later this evening, potentially. Again, the schedule's still a little up in the air. Be sure to check out Kitchener Fastball Promotions for all the details on that updated schedule, or Softball Canada as well. I'll have all the details from that rain delay. And so that really starts to put an end to this one here at Peter Hallman Ball Yard. This has been the Softball Canada U23 Fast Pitch Championships. Big win for the Mustangs. Big win for the crowd. And that'll wrap it up here for CCDTV on this one. Conestoga College Digital TV. I've been Justin Kohler. Thank you so much for tuning in.